for you to know. Slashing my feelings is not what I'm the best at. I've never taught you many things that I should. The words are on my lips, time to tell you the truth. I'll make it quick for you to know. Slashing my feelings is not what I'm the best at. I've never taught you many things that I should. The words are on my lips, time to tell you the truth. I've been on to the roads now, coming home to my old town. Steady smile, steady face, think I am the happiest man. I've been on the roads now, coming home to my old town. Steady smile, steady face, think I am the happiest.
Yes, man on earth. What?
Will you let me empty the pain in your eyes, the chains in your heart? Gonna break it with my arms. Whenever you feel sad in times of dark days, going through bad patch, just come take my hand. I care too much about yours. Let you
What do you think of this? Huh?
It's awesome.
It's good, right?
It's good. Makes me think of summer.
Whoa, wait for it. Happiest man on earth. What? Yeah, nope. That's Broken Back for ya.
It's a good tune.
Is that the first time you ever heard Broken Back?
I don't know, maybe. But then again, now that I'm hearing the song, it like sounds super familiar. So
Because I think I played it for you before.
probably.
I like this guy. It's one dude who makes this whole thingy called music. No, I don't know what it was the first time I heard it. The first time I heard it, I think it was one of those radio channels that Google Play Music just suggests to you. It's like, hey, you would be interested in this radio channel. By radio, they mean just a playlist of songs. And so I pressed OK. And this song was one of the first ones that played. And I thought it was really cool. And I'm not going to lie, I think I'm a bit of a sucker as soon as I hear a ukulele.
Yeah.
And the song starts with a ukulele. And I actually kind of realized why I'm a sucker. Not necessarily why I'm a sucker for ukulele, but that I am a sucker for ukulele is we listened to Florence and the Machines. What's that famous song? The Doctors Are Over.
Yeah.
Starts with a ukulele. That's why I like it. That's why
Fair
I like
enough.
it. Anyway.
Fair enough.
Here we are. This is it. Name of the song was Happiest Man on Earth by Broken Back. So if you liked it, check him out.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's a good song. I like it.
Sam's kind of out of it, apparently. Welcome back to Shitface Podcast, episode number 30.
30th episode of
30?
Shitface Podcast.
That's a
everybody.
milestone.
Is it?
3-0.
I mean, it's
It's got a 0 in it. It's got to be a
yeah.
milestone.
It's a multiple of 10, but it doesn't seem like a very
I don't know,
important
man.
milestone. But it's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty
cool. It's
yeah.
cool. We've been enduring.
First things first. What are we drinking on the podcast?
Ooh, this one's a good one. This one's kind of related theme wise to this episode ish. It is a beer from Portland, our favorite Portland brewery that we visited.
No, that's not true.
Oh, not
Maybe
yours.
your favorite, but not
my
mine.
favorite. Fine, my
Anyway,
favorite. I know which one's your favorite, but this is the one that kind of stuck with me. Even though your favorite, which I know what it is, also stuck with me.
Mm-hmm.
This is from Upright Brewing,
Yeah.
and it is called. It's got a weird ass fucking name. I don't even know how to
I
pronounce
think we're
it.
gonna go with Kopstucci.
Kopstucci. I think it's a Belgian or Dutch.
It's Dutch.
It's Dutch. It's a Dutch
It
term.
is a tart Dutch-inspired brew made with spices and aged in local vermouth casks. Oh, I guess we're not going to cheers.
Oh, sorry.
We're just
Here,
gonna go
cheers.
for it.
I know I just had some. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so we had
Yeah, I remember having this one. This one's a good
tasted
one.
this at the brewery, and then we took a bottle home with us, and that's what we're enjoying now, and it is very delicious.
I like how you say we took a bottle home with us. You mean we smuggled a bottle home with us?
We didn't smuggle a bottle.
No, we didn't. Okay, so if you're coming from the United States, depending on how many... No, it doesn't really actually depend on that. But if you go to the U.S. from Canada to visit, you have a certain number of bottles of booze you can bring back.
Well, it's an amount. So it's 1.5 liters.
1.5 liters, which is 2 bottles of wine.
Yeah.
2 regular bottles of wine. Per person. And we ended up coming back with 3.5 bottles of wine.
No. We
and
had
a bottle of beer.
1 beer.
Anyway, it was over the limit, but we didn't fucking say anything, and here we are.
Yeah, and here we are, living our lives like normal.
The FBI and the RCMP has a joint task right now. Listen to this podcast. Yeah. They're gonna knock down that door.
This 1 beer that we brought.
I'm just saying, it's fine,
is what it is.
It's called breaking the law, Sam. Although, it's one of those laws that I don't want breaking because it's just bureaucracy.
Oh, now you don't mind breaking it. You haven't shut up about it since we fucking crossed the border.
I just didn't want to get busted. It's just one of those laws. I think it is a victimless crime because it's just all it is government wants to charge you taxes for it.
Exactly.
That's what it is, right? There's nothing else about it, really. And it's not like I'm importing this bottle of beer and this will prevent me from buying beer from local merchants in Canada. No. That wasn't the case. Anyway, so Portland. How was it, Sam?
It was pretty great. Yeah, we just got back last night. So fresh. We were just there.
Fresh off the train.
4 nights. It was a pretty long, decent stay. We explored the entirety of the city, I would say.
Holy fuck, did we do that?
Yeah, we walked around everywhere, every neighborhood, which I found that's kind of what Portland is. It's just a bunch of neighborhoods strewn together, basically. There's not there's a downtown area, but it's not any bigger than the other neighborhoods.
Such a walkable city.
Yeah, totally.
That's why I think one of the main reasons why we actually did explore every single neighborhood in that city was that all the blocks are the distance between each block was so short.
Yeah.
You can just do 10 blocks in 10 minutes, really. So it was really cool. We fucking painted the town red with, what's the best way to put it? Painted the town a certain color as far as how many restaurants and bars and shit we visited. It's not really painting the town red.
Sure it is. I think that there's no other way to say that.
All right, so we basically killed a bunch of restaurants and bars with our visits. That's
sure.
So dumb.
Yeah, that's a weird way for you to put it.
It's
we
such a weird way
visited a
to
lot
say
of
it.
breweries and restaurants and eateries is what we did.
Yeah.
And that's basically why we went there. I mean, Portland, we had heard was obviously very brewery heavy city, and also we had heard there's a lot of good food there. So we went there to check out the food and beverage scene, basically.
Anything that stood out for you?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, we were there for 4 days. What stood out for you on day 1?
On day 1, Cascade Brewing.
Was that your favorite brewery there? Yeah. Yeah. That was my second favorite. I mean, top competition between Upright and Cascade. Cascade was dope. It had a lot of they specialize in sours.
They're different for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cascade specializes in barrel-aged sours. And they have a lot.
Delicious. Oh my God.
And different vintages and different fruit concentrations or whatever. And I don't know, I really liked the tap room. It was very lively and busy, and the staff was very friendly, and the beers were just so tasty. And I think that there's also something to it that it was the first brewery that we went to there, and it was also on our first day there, and it was just kind of really exciting, we were still
yeah, it was cool.
We just got there and we were this is one of the first things we went to check out.
Yeah, I remember because we went there first, right? And then afterwards we went to we walked over to Modern Times Brewery. And
right. Oh, yeah. Right.
Modern Times Brewery.
That place is cool.
It had a giant fucking pinata of a dude with wings. Or no, a cape.
Like a giant one. It was hanging from on the ceiling. But
when I say giant, I mean maybe 25 feet? Long?
Yeah, it was massive. It was so cool.
Yeah, it was huge.
Yeah.
And basically the entire time we spent there was us trying to take this is gonna sound bad, but we were being creeps. We were trying to take a picture of the bouncer.
We were trying to take an Instagram video with the dramatic lens. The dramatic
story.
super zoom lens of the bouncer, because he was like
He's fucking
really
reading a
nice
book.
guy. He's just sitting on a stool
Reading a
like a novel, exactly, like super.
The nicest bouncer I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, it just seemed very funny to us at the time because it was like, oh my god, we're in Portland, and the bouncers here are just like chill dudes who just sit and read their
giant novels. He had like a
paperback
giant novel.
novels.
Yeah, a paperback novel.
Yeah.
So that was fucking funny.
Yeah, that was funny. But that was a cool spot too. But we learned after from another brewery that Modern Times is not actually a Portland brewery. That's just where they have a location in Portland now.
Yeah. Then we went to Hair of the Dog Brewing, so that was cool.
Yeah.
And then we discussed where the phrase hair of the dog comes from.
Yeah.
Tam, you seemed very upset the way I said hair.
All those ways you just pronounced hair, just like I hated it so much.
Okay, I'm sorry. I upset you with the way I said.
Please stop.
Anyway, hair of the dog. If I wonder if people out there who know what the phrase hair of the dog really means.
Hair of the dog that bit you.
Hair of the dog that bit you basically means it's basically the next day to cure that bite is you take a hair of that dog that bit you, or you have a shot because it was the booze that bit you last night. Anyway.
Yeah, it's like an old wives' tale thing. But yeah, the brewery was named after that, I guess. It's called Hair of the Dog Brewery.
Hair of the Dog. And then we ended up going to this Russian joint, which was the best.
That was pretty sweet.
Kashka.
Yeah. But I feel like if we just sit here and retell all of the places we went to, that's going to be a pretty boring podcast.
It would be.
Yeah. Because most people probably have never heard of these places or don't know what they're all about.
No, but hey, you know what? Let's just cut it off at this. If you want to go to Portland and you want to go check out a Russian place, go to Kashka, get yourself a horseradish-infused vodka, and get some dumplings and eat them together.
Oh, the dumplings were so silky and delicious and so good.
Sam, you're talking about something that you just said stop talking about.
Well, you continue talking about it, but that was definitely a good spot.
All right, cool. Well, how does it feel like coming back from Portland? You're back in Vancouver. You're back in your hometown, Van City.
Yeah, it's always nice to come back home, home sweet home and all of that business. And it's nice to have still a few days, like a couple days off instead of like coming back and going straight back to work.
That's my thing, man. Every time we go on vacation, I always want to come back and have a day off after my vacation before I go back to work.
Yeah.
And that includes me just because a lot of times I get home and it's super late and I'm tired as fuck. I don't want to put my shit away. So I want that extra day to do that and then just kind of like come back to normal and then go back into my regular life. So, and then this one time right now, for instance, is we've got 2-3 days before we go back to work, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
It's great because I don't know, just adjusting and stuff. I mean, we didn't need that much adjustment. It's only like a couple of hours away. Portland was. Yeah,
we did take a long train back though. Yesterday we were on an 8-hour Amtrak train back from Portland to Vancouver, which made multiple stops. Probably 10 stops.
10 stops easy.
10 stops easily between there and here. But the train was kind of fun. Like we got a seat in the lounge by the bistro. And just played cards, and I don't know. I feel like the time went by pretty quickly.
It did-ish. I mean, it was 8.5 hours. At one point, I was like, oh, I'm really enjoying this. And then an hour after, I'm like, why are we not there yet?
Yeah. But at the same time, I don't know, picture being in a car for 8 hours or being on a train or a plane for 8 hours.
I'll take being on a train over being in a car.
Walk around. And plus, there was a bar. So we were drinking and playing cards, and yeah, I don't know. I thought I'd do it again.
I would too.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty fun.
Would I do a long haul one? Would I go across the country with a train? We're talking a week?
I don't know if it is that long. That sounds very long. It might be a few days, but a whole week.
It took 8.5 hours from Portland to Vancouver. I'm pretty sure it'll take at least 5 days from here to Toronto, from Vancouver to Toronto.
I don't think that's true because if you think 8 hours, if you're thinking about 8 hours for a day, but the train doesn't stop, so we're going overnight and everything too, right? So if you think 8 hours times that by 3, that's only one day.
Right.
Right? So you're timesing that trip by like 15.
So how long would you say it would take from Vancouver to Toronto? Or for our American listeners, let's just say from LA to not necessarily New York.
No, let's say from Seattle to New York.
I feel like that's even further than LA to New York.
No, I don't think so.
Fine, Seattle, New York. How long do you think it would take on the train?
Well, let's say, I don't know, probably 4 days.
4 days nonstop.
I guess.
I mean, they'll stop here and there at different stations, but...
Right, but you're not getting off the train.
Not getting off the train. That's true.
Another thing is, obviously, you could get off the train. Like, you could take the train to, I don't know, I guess, for us, there's nowhere in between Vancouver and Toronto, to be fair.
Winnipeg, Sam.
Oh, yeah. But Winnipeg, you're, like, almost there, so you might as well just fucking go.
You're not almost there with Winnipeg. You're halfway there with Winnipeg.
No, you're not halfway there. Winnipeg's the next province over.
So, okay, you got BC, Alberta.
Saskatchewan.
Mm-hmm.
And then Manitoba, and then Ontario.
Oh, I guess Winnipeg's in Manitoba, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
Fine. Okay, you're going to have a stop at Saskatoon. Greatest city on earth.
Oh, yeah.
The city that never sleeps.
Totally. So, anyway, I thought the train was pretty cool, and I would do it again for that long of a trip, like maybe 8 hours. Longer than that, I don't know. Might be a bit much. But also, it definitely helps that they serve alcohol in it. Also...
Oh, yeah, it does.
And we learned that... I mean, and I kind of knew this going into it, but I was like, oh, let's just be adventurous and just, like, not plan and just, like, eat the food that they have on the train. Bad idea. They have shit food on the train.
Shit food.
Like, we got hummus and pretzels, like, tiny little, like, cracker pretzels, and a cheese tray, which was just, like, basically terrible fucking cheese and water crackers.
Oh, my God. That's all we ate.
Yeah.
Just shit food.
And then we got home and ordered Chinese food, which was pretty good. But next time, if we're taking a long trip, like 8 hours plus train ride,
I'm taking a goddamn sandwich.
I'd go out and then like get some really delicious food that will also stay.
Right?
Like, yeah. And then you're set. You know?
That's all you need. I mean, you don't need much.
That's it.
Yeah, the food on the train, and it's funny because it's like, I know on the long haul trains, they've got like actual freaking dining cars that you can reserve a table. And like that's what you were telling me, because you said,
right. Oh yeah. They have like restaurants in the train.
The goddamn train. Yeah. And then at first we thought that was what we were getting into. It was like, oh, should we reserve a seat? Should we reserve a table?
That would be awesome.
Yeah, but we ended up showing up. No, it's just
even then. However, I'm sure the food would be garbage compared to like
yeah
restaurants in the.
But I didn't know you can take your own goddamn food in there.
Oh yeah, you totally can.
Here's a question for you, Sam.
Sure.
So this was one of our first trips ever taken together, and for the first time, no, not
what?
One of the first.
No, not
Let
true.
me rephrase that. Not one of the first trips we've ever taken together. It's one of the first trips we ever taken together that you didn't really fucking plan the whole thing. How did that go?
Oh, I didn't plan the whole thing. We had one dinner reservation. Like, before we left, we had one dinner reservation. That was the Russian place that we talked about with the dumplings and the horseradish vodka. Other than that, I had, like, a short list of places that I wanted to check out, but nothing was scheduled. Nothing was, like, strictly organized.
And what'd you think of that? Did you feel out of control? Not out of control, but...
Out of control.
Not out of control. God,
No,
I can't, phrase anything.
I felt perfectly fine with it. And you know what?
Did you enjoy it?
I would say that I think Portland is a good place to go on a trip that is sort of unscheduled and unplanned, especially with the time that we had, because we were there for 4 nights, 5 days, and that was plenty of time to basically do everything that we wanted to do there. However, sometimes if you go on a trip, especially if it's like 2 nights or 3 nights and it's somewhere that's like maybe a bigger city than Portland, or more of an outdoorsy place or whatever. There's just like a big list of things you want to do. I think there's a huge benefit to scheduling that to make sure that you, in the time that you have there, you get to do what you want to do. Oops, sorry. Sorry, listeners.
Throwing shit out.
Flinging bottle caps around. But it's not like I feel like, okay, we went on this trip and I didn't plan everything. We had a good time, so I'm never going to plan a trip again. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like there are certain trips that warrant extensive planning, and there are other trips that are better suited to
not planning it at all and
just winging it.
Just winging it, which is pretty much what we did for this one. No, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Like if you and I go to New York City and we only have 3 or 4 nights there, I'm fucking planning the shit out of that because there's so much to do, and the city's so big, and that's a short amount of time. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, okay. Now give me an example of another city besides Portland that you would go to and not plan shit.
Possibly San Diego.
I feel you just pulling the cities out of your ass right now.
No, I'm thinking about smaller-ish. I'm San Diego's much bigger city.
You're just assuming San Diego's smaller.
No,
I'm sure it's smaller than New York.
Exactly. It's smaller than New York. And it's somewhere that, like, you know, I'm not dying to go to, but where we live in Vancouver, you can get very cheap places in San Diego, and I've heard that it's a fun, nice city. So, sure, I'll go on an unplanned trip there. Just go there, check out the city, and have a good time. Mm-hmm. But there are places where I'm like, I really want to go there, and I want to go there for these list of reasons, to see this list of things, and I want to make sure that I'm going to hit that full list.
Right. Fair enough. No, I get it.
I feel like that makes sense.
That makes sense. But, okay, so...
Or at the same time, if we were to, say, go on a trip to Toronto, where my family lives and many of my friends live, and also it's Toronto, like there's a lot of stuff to do there, a lot of restaurants that we actually haven't been, even though we spent a good amount of time in Toronto before. I feel like I would have to plan it out, because it's like also... There's a list of people that you need to see and spend time with.
Isn't that the place that you can actually get away with not planning it out because you know the city so well?
No, because you gotta make plans. You gotta make plans with your friends. You gotta make plans with your family. You gotta make sure you see everybody. And then on the other side of things, you make your plans, and then when you make your plans, you don't necessarily want to be like, oh, we'll just do whatever. No, I'm here in Toronto, and I'm not going to be in Toronto for at least another year probably. So yeah, let's make plans, but let's make plans and go to the restaurants that I've been dying to go to.
Here's a question: would you leave this city as a planless city or a city that needs to be planned? Here's the name of the city. As a visitor? Well, you haven't, I would have told you the name of the city. I think
you meant this city isn't like Vancouver.
No.
Oh, okay.
You ready for the city?
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
Ottawa.
Oh, fuck.
What? Calm down.
Why are we even talking about that garbage?
You know how many people from Ottawa listen to this podcast, Sam? You can't just...
I know exactly how many. 1. Hi, Julia.
Hi, Julia. For you listeners out there who don't know who Julia is Sam's sister who lives in Ottawa. Shout out to Julia. What up, G? Or J?
Yeah, no, I require zero fucking planning.
Zero planning. You don't need no planning for Ottawa?
Nope.
Really? I feel like you would, because don't you have like a lot of friends in Ottawa? I've got a bunch of friends in Ottawa.
No, I don't. And literally,
harsh. Jesus Christ.
Well, I don't. Who am I being harsh to?
Fuck them. They're all dead to me.
No, there's just I don't have the only person I keep in touch with from Ottawa is Julia.
Right.
Well, obviously, I keep in touch with my sister.
Well, that's nice.
And her boyfriend. And other than that, I mean, there might be a couple of people here and there who I reach out to, but if I go to Ottawa, it's only to see my sister. So
I hope all those other people are not listening to this episode, because they're going to be disappointed. Listen, so
Sam's
not going to come.
Not.
But guess what? If I'm coming with Sam, I want to visit all your other peeps. Obviously, first it'll be Julia, our biggest fan. Yo, go Jay.
What? Did you just say, yo, go Jay?
Her name starts with the letter J.
Okay.
So go Jay.
Right. But that's not like a thing. You can't just say
why
that
not?
like that's a thing. And
you know why? Because I just
said that before.
No.
Also,
you missed the part
just for everybody who's listening, he also fist pumped while he said go Jay. He said go Jay, and he put his fists in the air.
That's right.
Like...
That's how you do it.
Like my sister's a sports team or something.
No, Sam, it's just you're not cool enough. You just don't know. You're not from the streets. You don't know what it's all about down there.
You're great, and I love you, but what I just witnessed was not like that cool. So
You don't know what cool is.
So anyway,
I gotta teach you. I got some stuff to teach you.
Moving on, go Jay. And
no, wait, hold up. Let me explain why I say go Jay. Because just about like a few minutes ago,
there's an explanation.
Yes, because you fucking missed it. A few minutes ago, I said, because you said Julia, and I said, yo, what up, G? And I'm like, oh, is it Jay? You missed that part. So it's not what up, G. It's what up, Jay. So I'm just saying, yo, Jay, what up? Same fucking thing.
Fantastic.
That's right. That's how people on the streets roll, Sam.
Oh yeah.
God, like seriously, like I gotta sit you down and teach you what it's all about.
Yeah, I guess so.
You know, School of Hard Knocks. What? Anyway,
but if we may,
Julia, we also accept donations for this podcast because apparently this is all dedicated to you today. Bitcoin only.
Another thing, just sort of backtracking to Portland, is that we talked about quite a lot when we were there, is how nice everybody is.
Oh my God.
Like,
so, okay.
I'm pretty sure.
This is going to be a big one.
The stereotype is that Canadians are so polite and we say sorry all the time. And we're the nicest people ever. I deal with Canadians
every single goddamn day of my life.
Like, we are not as nice as
as a Canadian myself,
I'm
not that nice.
Oregon.
And honestly, and all the Canadians I meet on a regular basis, or like every single goddamn day, they're nice. Don't get me wrong, they're nice.
They're
People
fine.
Are nice.
They're fine.
They're fine. Perfect.
They're fine. They're regular.
But you go down to
Portland. They're not dicks.
No. You go down to Portland, it's like they're going out of their way. Way to be nice.
I feel like I could list like 18 different stories right now. Let's just start with one.
Sure.
You and I were walking to. Well, we okay.
Yeah,
so,
I remember this one.
For those of you who don't know, and excuse me. Honestly,
I think you and I just burped at the same time.
We did, yes.
But you were polite enough to say, "Excuse me," not me, because you know why? I'm from the streets. I'm gonna teach you how.
You were polite enough to move away from the microphone, whereas I was not. So, anyway.
Also, because I'm from the streets. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, we were walking. So, for those of you who don't know, Portland is also known as Bridgetown. And
holy fuck,
there are, I don't know, a dozen bridges in the
bridges,
like central city area across the Willamette River. Mm-hmm. Which the bridges are all different. Some of them are super old. Some of them are newer. It's like pretty cool.
It's really cool.
And I love bridges. And I feel like you love bridges too, because you were really getting a kick out of it. So
I love
anyway,
bridges.
so Tony and I are both bridge nerds apparently. So anyway, so we were wanting to cross.
I'm sorry, I'm just gonna cut you off there for 1 second. This totally conflicts with the whole
you being a street person.
The streets.
Yeah. A street person.
Street person? No. See what
I know.
This is why you're not
I'm
from
not
the streets.
street. I'm not
You're
street. I get it. It's fine. It's fine. I'm fine with it.
No, I understand that, but you don't just say, I'm not street.
I can say that.
You say, I'm not from the streets, Sam.
I can say, I'm not street. People say that. People say they're street or
people
they're not
who are
street.
not from the streets say, I'm not street, because they think they're cool.
Maybe.
Anyway, go back to the
my
bridge story.
So, where we were staying in Portland was the southeast side, and the downtown area is on the north side. No.
Downtown area?
No, sorry. The west.
On the west? Yeah,
the west
central
side.
west.
And so we're east of the river, and many of the neighborhoods, including downtown, were west of the river. So we took basically a lot of bridges, either with Uber,
almost every single bridge,
or with our own 2 feet with walking. And anyway, so we like kind of nerded out about the bridges a little bit, and we wanted to like traverse all the different bridges to get back and forth. Please don't, because I'm on a roll.
But no, I'm on a roll too. No, I'm
not on a roll.
No, I'm not on a roll. But by that I meant, you know what that refers to? 2 feet. Bus number 11. That's what he says. He's like, did you take bus number 11? I'm like, what do you mean bus number 11? Because it's 1-1. Your feet, your legs.
What are you talking about? And who's he?
My dad. I said my dad.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did.
You just said.
No, my dad refers to walking somewhere. He's like, did you take bus number 11? I'm like, what do you mean bus number 11? And he's talking about walking. Because 1 and 1. Continue your story, please. Oh, my God.
Okay. So that was a fantastic interjection. I'm really glad we
Sorry
did
to
that.
cut you off there.
I'm really glad we did that.
Okay.
So back to my story.
Hashtag bus number 11.
So we were looking to cross the Steel Bridge, which is the oldest bridge in Portland, 1920-ish, I believe it was built. And
like that, yeah.
It's a unique bridge, and then it's like two-tiered, like it's double-decker, and the middle of it, both deckers move up. Is that correct? Am I explaining that right?
Yes, but it wasn't a double decker as in two different car passages through it. Because most of the bridges they had there were double deckers, except that one. But it did have a lower deck for pedestrians to walk on.
No. It had the very lower deck, the low one. And then it had the two.
No, it didn't have two. It just had one. It's just such a massive...
I'm going to show you a picture.
Just show me a picture.
Anyway, so we were like walking towards that bridge to cross over to the west side of town so we could explore a different neighborhood or go somewhere. I don't really remember where we were going. But the point of the story
we were going to the weird-ass fucking museum.
Freaky But
True.
That's possibly correct.
No,
but...
it's definitely correct. I remember, Sam.
Oh, shit. Shit, you're right.
That's right. Shit, I'm right. At first I thought maybe you got bad news or something, but apparently you did. Because shit. Shit, you're right.
Okay, so fuck. Let me finish the story.
I am right.
So anyway, we're pretty close to the bridge, and I'm like, I think we should turn here. And then we're trying to figure out where exactly to turn to get onto the bridge. Mm-hmm. And we just stopped. We were stopped on the corner of an intersection. And I'm looking at my phone on the map, and I'm trying to show you, look, we should go down this road. And this fucking guy, who's like almost holding up traffic for us. He's turning right.
That's right.
And he rolls his window down.
This fucking guy, by the way.
He's like, hey, what are you guys looking for? And we're like, what? And he's like, yeah, what are you guys looking for? Let me help you.
Get away from us, you creep. Is what we thought.
No, we walked up to him, and Tony said that we were looking to walk on the steel bridge. He said, oh yeah, just go down this way. But anyway, this
fucking does that?
Very long, convoluted story was to express the point that people in Portland consistently went out of their way
to help you out,
to help us, and not that we needed a lot of help, but just to be nice to us. And I couldn't believe how unbelievably polite and overly helpful, and friendly everyone was.
Oh my god!
Everyone on the street, every time you go to into a store, coffee shop, restaurant, brewery, every single person was just so happy to see you and to help you with the service or whatever. It
almost seemed like at points that they were searching to see if you need any kind of help to kind of help you. It was weird.
So, okay, the famous restaurateur, Danny Meyer, he says you can't teach hospitality.
Yep.
It's like the entire city of Portland has hospitality built into them innately.
So, yeah, man. That was...
right?
And what bugs me...
Wait. Except for that one guy.
What one guy?
Think about it.
There was one
guy who fucked our shit.
Whoa. I should remember this. One guy who fucked our shit. Oh, yeah, I remember the guy.
Yeah, you know the guy, right?
See, okay, we've been to 1,000 different fucking places in Portland, and it's quite easy to basically pick out who fucked with you. We were going to, this is going to open up a can of fucking worms here right now. Because we were going to Pok Pok.
Pok Pok.
Pok Pok.
Thank you.
P-O-K. Space between both parts. Now, this place apparently has the greatest chicken wings on the fucking planet Earth.
So this place was created by this guy who, I forget his name.
What are you talking to yourself? You should pull away and... shit.
I forgot his name.
That's all I heard.
Damn it. I forgot his name. Anyway, this white...
You know the whole world is listening to you right now.
The whole world, yeah, exactly. This white American dude who's a chef.
White American dude.
I forget his name. But anyway, he traveled
you can narrow it down, peeps.
He traveled to Thailand and he explored their cuisine there. And then he moved back to the States and he created this restaurant called
Wasn't his
Pok
name
Pok.
Pok?
Pok Pok, and he has several locations over the states. 2 of which are in Portland. 2 or 3 of which are in Portland. 3, I think, actually. Anyway, and he's won a James Beard Award for Best Northwest Chef and Best Thai or whatever.
Shit. That's what he's supposed to be.
Not only that, not only is he like got a lot of acclaim, and won awards and stuff, but we've heard from people we know, friends we have here who are also in the restaurant industry, who told us like, oh, you have to go there. They have the best chicken wings. And
not just anybody. We're talking high up the ranks in the industry.
Yeah, people who know their shit. Anyway,
know their shit.
So, so we were going there for dinner one night, naturally, because we had to. Everyone told us we had to, and it was just a given that we were going to go there for dinner. We just had to do it. So we went there for dinner. But the thing with that place is there's always a wait. So we gave our name.
Long ass wait.
And the wait was 45 to an hour. So the hostess was like, we have our sister bar, a kiddie corner just across the way there. You can go there, have a drink. Is that what they called it?
Kiddie corner?
Yeah, you don't know what kiddie corner means?
No.
It means like diagonal across.
That's kiddie or
kitty?
Kitty?
I think it's TT.
Like cat.
TT.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so it's called Whiskey Soda Lounge.
Right.
So we're like, great. And we had already read about this online. Like, this is basically what you do. You put your name in for the restaurant, and you go to Whiskey Soda Lounge for a drink, maybe even an appetizer, and then you wait for your table. So what happened, Tony, when we went to Whiskey Soda Lounge?
This is our 3rd day there, right?
I think so.
Yeah, 3rd day. We've been all over the fucking town to different bars and restaurants.
Yeah.
The entire fucking time we're there. We pop into this fucking Whiskey Soda Lounge. We're like, oh, it's kind of busy. We're just going to sit at the bar.
Well, first we waited like at least 10 to 15 minutes until anyone approached us.
Yeah. So
but which is fair enough. It was like a Friday night. Friday busy. Or Saturday night. Sure. It was very busy.
Sit at the bar, and bartender comes up and says, hey, what can I get you guys? So we're like, oh, we're just having a quick drink before we go to Pok Pok. And he's like, all right.
Well, we ordered our drinks too.
Oh, we did. Okay,
Before he asked us the question you're about to say, he took our order.
We ordered, and then he's like, can I see a piece of ID, please? Sure. I grab my BC provincial ID. Sam grabs her driver's license from BC, which we've been to fucking maybe 20 different places before in Portland before we got to this place, and we showed our ID, that same ID to all of them. And it was cool. It was good to go. We showed it to this guy. The guy's like, no, I need passports. Like, what? It's like, I need passport. I need to see your passport. So I'm like, listen, dude, I've got another government issued ID in my pocket.
Yeah.
How about that? And he's like, nope, got to see passports.
Nope. If you're from BC, I need a passport.
Yeah. Like, fuck you, dude. How, like, seriously, every single person from Canada that comes through, you got to see their passport. Who the fuck carries their passports with them? And this is Portland.
Idiots. People who walk around all day with their passports. I mean, unless you absolutely need to, of course. But what happens if you get mugged? Then you're fucked.
You're fucked. And
you leave it in a safe place while you're traveling. And
Portland. There are so many Americans that come up to Vancouver, and I serve them. You serve them. We're in this industry. I never, ever
not to
asked
mention
them for
the
a
fact,
passport.
Up until this point, we had been to maybe close to 20 different establishments
in Portland
and ordered alcohol.
And they checked our IDs.
And they checked our IDs, and not a single person asked even for a second piece.
It was like, oh, Vancouver, cool.
Yeah.
Like, they were all so cool with that.
This guy had like a chip on his shoulder or something.
So if anybody, GM, whatever, managers from Pok Pok is listening to this, you tell that guy to go fuck himself.
Well, nobody's going to know who that guy is.
No.
But
he was bald.
No, he wasn't. He had blonde hair.
He was bald.
No, he had blonde hair.
He was bald.
No, blonde hair.
I can see him in my head.
I can see him in my head too.
Either way. Anyway, fire all of them.
No, don't fuck all of them. That's the point. Is he was literally the only person in our entire 5-day trip that was like, and honestly, to be
don't
fair,
fire all of them. Now I feel bad.
To be fair, like even if he was like, I mean, he wasn't a dick about it. He just asked that, and then he was like, "Sorry, guys." Like he wasn't like.
No, he wasn't an asshole about it.
A douchebag about it. It was just, obviously, we were pissed because we were like, guess we gotta go somewhere else now. But,
yeah.
But it was just to illustrate the point that of all the people we encountered a lot, because as we mentioned, we went to a lot of bars and restaurants. That was the only person who wasn't like, that was me, sorry.
Oh, that was Jess. Someone knocked on the door.
I know.
What the fuck?
Yeah. That was the only person.
It's the guy from Portland. He heard us. He's coming over.
Super hospitable and nice. So.
Yeah, that guy was a douchebag. But then at the end of the day,
he just said he wasn't.
No, just deep down he was a douchebag.
Oh, I don't think that's true.
Oh, sorry, the other way around. Like up front was a douchebag, but deep down was a nice guy. I'm sure because he was from Portland.
Right.
Anywho, we ended up going. Okay, I just want to finish. I don't want to talk too much about like all the shit we've done in Portland because I'm boring the fuck out of everyone. But we did go to Pok Pok's. That's supposed to be fucking famous for everything that they do. And you know what? The food was shit. Not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It was disappointing. The wings, I got wings. It's supposed to be world famous wings. Yeah. World famous wings. Had them. Salty as fuck. Barely could finish them. Didn't even taste fresh. Couldn't do it. That was crap. And then I got my entree, which, fuck, what was it? It was like a pork dish or something like that. Oh my God, I could barely eat it. It was so salty. And I love salt.
That's terrible.
I love salt. That's my favorite thing. Like, I hate sweet stuff. Like, I'm not a big fan of sweet stuff. And I love salty stuff. You give me something salty now, I'm going to love it. And I could barely finish it. So anyway, Pok Pok, overrated. You go to Portland, fuck them. Go somewhere else. I'm sure you'll find something better. No.
It is entirely possible that was a one-off experience.
Maybe the fucking chef, whoever was in charge, like,
because I'm sure if you talk to your buddy Sean and say,
he said he loved it,
right? So that's what I'm saying. If you talk to him and you're like, oh, they were salty as fuck, they didn't taste fresh, like he might be like, what, really? Like mine weren't salty and mine tasted fresh and mine weren't that fishy and like.
So maybe the dude in charge fucked it up. It's entirely
possible that the people working the kitchen that night were off their game, or maybe those people working the kitchen aren't the best team. You know what? Like, it's entirely possible.
I'm also a big fan of independent restaurants.
Sure.
That I feel like they don't get a lot of. Okay, so this is what I don't like. I don't like. There are certain restaurants that they do something really, really well, and then all of a sudden everyone fucking flies over there and they try it, and they're like, "Oh my God, this is amazing!" And all of a sudden that restaurant branches out into 5 different locations and it's not the same.
Yeah.
For instance, it happens right here in Vancouver.
Happens everywhere.
Bow fucking down. Got locations everywhere. Everyone tells me, go to Bow Down. You and I went to Bow Down. It's okay. Nothing special.
But I've also heard that I think that they started the whole bow movement in Vancouver and so people just got excited about that.
Yeah.
But they never actually did it that well.
And then you and I went to this fucking
Heritage like Asian eatery.
That or we went to fucking God damn it, what is it called? In Chinatown.
Oh, that's not the same though. Those are steamed.
Yes, yeah, I know. But we're talking about the same kind of
Newtown.
Newtown Bakery, old school Chinese fucking restaurant, been around forever. Delicious.
Yeah.
I know we're not talking about the same thing. We're talking about bao buns and
right.
and bao like fucking taco looking things.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show that some of these places they start out really, really well and their food is delicious and they branch out.
Consistency is key.
Consistency is key. There you go.
And I mean, imagine if you started a restaurant and you like felt like it was really good product that you're putting out there, people were loving it, and you were like, okay, time to expand. Obviously, you as the proprietor or as the head chef or as the owner or whatever, you can't be at every single location at every single time. And so imagine you see that your product is slipping because you're not there to keep up quality control. That is what happens, right? And so that is the tricky business of...
That's the hard part.
You got to get the right people to work for you. And that's super hard.
It's super hard. And I also really think that maybe it's my business background, but I think it's mismanagement. You know, it's branching out, having that umbrella looking corporation.
Yeah.
You know, you're the owner, you'll have someone underneath you, and that person is in charge of 5 of the fucking managers that run all these 5 restaurants, for instance, right? And that person in charge, you blame him for everything, and he sucked. And if any of those managers fuck up, that's not like their fault. It's the dude who's in charge. It's his fault. You replace him or you give him shit. And then he's going to make sure that person gets replaced. It's all about delegation. I think in this business, it's all about delegation, and you got to find the right person for the right.
Find the right
thing.
people. The right people make all the difference for sure.
Make all the difference, man. God. All right. Well, Sam, Portland was fun. We still have a couple of days off. Then we go back to work come Thursday. Anything you're looking forward to this week? We're just coming off from a vacation.
Well, this week we're going out to dinner tomorrow, and I'm really excited about that. We're going to La Quercia, which is a Italian-style restaurant in Kits, and it's fine dining. And a lot of people have told me it's the absolute best pasta in the city.
No shit.
So that's exciting. That's going to be probably pretty fucking delicious.
You're telling me I'm not going to find any carb-free options over there, or what?
Oh, they got some steak.
They have steak?
Yeah, they have steak.
Really?
Oh yeah, they have entrees. Like they have steak, fish, some and two other meat things. I think they have an eggplant parmesan.
Speaking of
too.
steak, holy fuck, eh? Like when we were in, that was such a Canadian thing to say. Holy fuck, eh? But when we were down in the States, how many fucking restaurants we went to, and we're like looking at the steak menu, and it's like 28-ounce ribeye or 35 ounce fucking whatever.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
Like everything was like above 20 ounces.
They do it big.
America, baby.
Yeah.
America.
Totally.
So yeah, we're gonna do food there. We're going back to work
about
on
that.
Thursday. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Come back to this podcast on Monday.
You bet. So yeah, I'm just I'm very excited for spring to start is what I'm excited for. We're gonna get those cherry blossoms blooming pretty soon.
We saw a bunch of those in Portland.
Yeah.
They're
They're already going in Portland.
Do you think that's because it's just a warmer climate?
Totally. And we went in a submarine. Tony, how was that?
Bucket list. It was on my fucking bucket list.
And I remember
kicked it off. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
The submarine was super cool.
Oh my God.
But I remember the guy who gave us a tour who was
a fucking officer.
He was an officer of
and a submarine.
Of submarines.
Back in the day, in the cool days.
And he was saying when we were touring with him, he was like, "Oh yeah, it's like a couple of weeks ago we were all sitting on our decks in t-shirts drinking beers." So yeah, it's a warmer climate, even though it's not that far.
Right? Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But the submarine, oh my God.
It was super cool.
I learned so much, man.
The USS Blueback.
Blueback. I kept calling it Blueback for a long time. Not a long time, for like half a day. I was like, USS Blueback. See, she has to search it. Typical fucking Sam. Doesn't trust me, doesn't believe me.
I don't trust you. It's just that I thought it was Blueback.
It's
but
USS Blueback.
I'm wrong, I guess.
It was super
also,
fucking cool.
I don't have a picture of it.
And for you, there's peeps out there who don't know anything about
Blueback.
submarine.
You're right. I have it. SS. And I said USS, but it's SS.
SS. Well, you know what?
SS Blueback 581.
Do you know what SS stands for?
Submarine ship.
Oh.
I don't know.
It's a very, very old school way of calling ships. SS something, steamship.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't that fucking far off.
Submarine ship? That's such a dumb answer.
Hey, man.
God, Sam.
Could have been it.
Get your shit together. Anyway, folks, thanks for kicking around, listening to this episode. I know Sam and I have kind of rambled on about Portland and not so much interesting things in that podcast. I mean, unless you're going to Portland, because we just gave you some free advice.
Did we?
Yeah, we did. Even though we make millions of dollars off this podcast, so we didn't really give you free advice. We made tons of money. I hope if you do end up going to Portland, enjoy it, because there are some very, 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 very nice people down there, and we actually had
it's a lovely place.
Great time. It's a lovely place, and I was thinking that a lot of times they say that when they say a place has soul. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like when they say a place has soul, they mean it has some sort of a roughness to it, or it has some sort of...
I think you're wrong.
Not necessarily roughness. Hold on, let me finish. She's
You did
story
say
of my fucking life, huh?
me if I'm wrong.
It means that it has had maybe some sort of struggle, and the people in that area or that city have overcome that struggle,
right?
And they've got that whole soul, lack of a better word, to it. So, and with the word struggle, it means like hardship, it means roughness, it means, you know, that edginess, you know, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's the traditional way of describing something having soul. But it seemed like Portland didn't have that traditional way of describing soul. But it did have soul. And the soul that it had, in my personal opinion, it was people living with one another in such a harmonious way that, I don't know, their niceness just brought them all together. I thought it was a collective thing. Them all being nice, it felt like a sense of community. Mm-hmm. That's what it felt like. It wasn't like individuals overcame hardship, overcame this and that and blah, blah, blah. And
right.
Like, you know how they describe like Detroit or Chicago, you know what I mean?
Right.
It wasn't that at all. It was just like this whole community kind of came together, built a city, and they're all kind of just randomly accepted to be nice and live happily. So they're like, oh, let's start a brewery. Let's start this fucking restaurant. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do this. Let's do that. So all these different things that just kind of came together harmoniously. Fuck, I can't.
Oh my God.
I know,
You're
right?
struggling with the English language.
Harmoniously.
Pretty roughly. Also, as I understand
Do you get what I'm
there's
saying, though?
a lot of transplants in Portland. Like, there's a lot of people who have moved there who weren't
Fake
necessarily
boobs?
born there. What?
No, never. Transplant.
That's not
What's the word I'm looking for?
implants.
Implant.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Okay.
Scratch that, folks.
So I feel like a lot of people who live there, they're there because they want to be there, you know, not because they are there out of circumstance. So that makes a big difference, I would imagine, in terms of like
I agree.
Community.
But what did you think about it? If
whatnot?
I asked you, did Portland have soul?
Sure.
Sure, or did it? Was it yes, it did, or it didn't?
It did.
Cool. And why would you say it had soul? Or how would you describe that soul?
I'm just
trying to get you to agree with me here.
I guess I do agree with you. I just said I agreed with you, and I added a fact to add to your point.
Be like, Tony, you're amazing. Everything you just said was fantastic, and I have to wholeheartedly agree with everything you just said. Don't pull away from the microphone. Hey, you stay with the microphone. She agrees, folks.
I think we're done here, everybody.
No, she just says she agrees. She just wanted to do it off the microphone. Anyway, folks, thanks for listening. Another episode. Actually, episode number 30th. That's a milestone. We're going back to a milestone.
Sure, it's a milestone.
It's got a zero in it.
It's a milestone.
Got a goddamn zero in it.
We got lots more to come. And you can follow us on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Shift Face Pod. And we are available to listen to on any and all podcast platforms. So spread the word, and we appreciate all of you listening.
I appreciate it so much. So many kisses. You want to throw a kiss? No, that was a shitty kiss. That was like a little bird kiss. Come on.
How dare you?
A thick, fat one. That's what I want to hear from you.
No, that's what I got for the people.
I'll do it for you. Thanks, folks. Enjoy the music. Boom.
Chicken and pour my rum, wash my crack up and load my gun, hold me down. wash my clothes and clean my house. Don't say shit, just hold your mouth, tell it like it is. Yeah, just tell it like it is. Just tell it like it is. Just tell it like it is. Only speak when you're spoken to. Tell your mother the same. Tell your sister better watch her mouth. So I ain't the one to blame. Keep your hair and your nails looking fine. Don't dress like no hoe. Don't be talking to any other guys. Keep them titties on show. Baby, tell them how it is. Yeah, let's tell them like it is. Tell her like it is. Yeah, let's tell them like it is. Where's my chicken and where's my rum? Where's my rocks and my loaded gun? Where's my loving when I was low? You was fucking with my money, yo. You've been out on the time with them guys, dressed up like some hoes. Have to find me another bitch I can trust with my dough. Bitch, tell them like it is. Tell